Hello, welcome to the flip through video of my 2024 Goals with Laken planner. I just feel like I have the biggest smile on my face because I'm so excited to be finally sharing the full year version of this product with you and tell you all about it. I have been thinking about or working on this product for so long at this point, and ultimately I created exactly what I wanted. The planner that I'm sharing with you in this video is the planner for me. It's the perfect goal planner that suits all of my planner needs when it comes to setting goals, breaking them down, and following through and actually achieving them. Over the last 5 or so years, I have been learning about goals and myself and helping so many of you also achieve your goals. And this planner basically encompasses everything that I have learned and sorts it all in a way that I think you have everything you need to go from I have no idea what I want my goals to be to actually achieving your goals. Now, just because I have created the perfect planner for me personally and my goals doesn't mean it's the perfect fit for you. If it's not the right fit for you for one reason or other, no hard feelings. I want to make sure that you are able to use a product or not, or use a notebook to help you achieve your goals. And if after watching this video, it's the right product for you, awesome. And if it's not, that's totally fine too. But I don't want this intro to be super duper long. So let me give you some spec things that you need to know about the specs and purchasing and all that jazz. And then we will get to top down mode and I will show you the planner. So as of right now, this product is digital only. I am not planning to release a physical copy. Like, that's not even on my radar right now. I know I've gotten asked about that a lot, so I wanna make sure that I say that at the very beginning. Right now, the product is available in a PDF download that is 8.5 by 11, so it's a full letter size. I have found that is just the easiest for most of us to be able to print at home since it's a digital product. It's the size that I like to use. I print it out and hole punch it and stick it in a binder. Most of it anyway. There's one particular page that I don't hole punch and I hang it so I can see it throughout the month. But most of my pages are hole punched in a binder. You can also very easily send it to your local FedEx or UPS store and they can print it and even put it on a coil for you. The version that I'm flipping through for you is actually printed at my local FedEx. I didn't get it coiled because I, like I said, want to put it in a binder, but I didn't have enough ink to print out all the pages for the flip through, so I did send it to FedEx. And because it is only black and white, it's pretty reasonable to get it printed there. That's another thing. It is a black and white product. Again, when you're printing things at home, it is, in my opinion and experience, it is just easier and more straightforward if it's black and white and you don't have to worry about either having colored ink, paying for expensive colored ink, and then having the grayscales be funky if you are printing a colored product in black and white. I did have a community member tell me that she preferred an A5 size product, so she printed hers at 72% and then put it on discs on an A5 size. There are lots of options, but the only purchasing option is 8.5 by 11. That said, I hope I can explain this next part without it being too confusing. There's only one size option, but there are different versions that you can purchase depending on what chunk of the planner you would like. So one of the new things that is part of this annual launch that I did not do last year for the Goals with Laken planner are goal prep pages. So all of the pages at the beginning of the year that you would work on, ideally in December, but you could do it any time of year, to help you figure out what is important to you right now, what do you want your goals to be, clearly defining those goals, what they look like, and then breaking those goals down. There are a lot of pages in this section because I have always felt that a lot of goal planners didn't have enough space to define and break down your goals. In terms of actual questions to help you figure out your goals, there's a decent amount of pages. Again, you'll see all of that in the flip through. I will show you all of the pages, but there's the annual goal prep section. I'm calling it annual. Again, you could do it any time of year. If you want just those pages, there is an option to purchase just the annual goal prep pages. I don't really know what to call them. That section, you can purchase just those. If you don't feel like you need that support, you don't feel like you need help figuring out what your goals are, clearly defining them, breaking them down, you're like, Laken, I already know what my goals are and I just want to jump into actually following through on my goals, then you can get just the quarterly pages. So right now, if you're watching this video at the end of December or the beginning of the year, it's Q1. That's what is available for purchase. Throughout the year, that will change. The Q1 one will come down and the Q2 one will go up. But throughout the year, there will always be an option to purchase just the current quarter. That was really important to me to continue to offer because there are lots of people who discover and decide they want to set goals in the middle of the year. And if all I had was a full year annual planner, that's really tough for somebody to jump into, let's say in the middle of August. But if you are watching this video in the middle of August, you could get the annual prep work pages and work through them now, and then you can buy Q3 and jump in with the planner with the Q3 version. So there will always be a quarterly version for just the current quarter that we're in. And then of course, if you are all in and you used the planner last year and you know that the Goals with Laken planner is the one that you want to commit to for the entire year, and you want to save a little bit of money, you can buy the entire year together. So it's going to come with all of the annual goal prep pages, again, to help you figure out what your goals are, define them and break them down. And then it's going to come with all 4 quarters. Right now, you're gonna have all 4 quarters in your hand the whole year from start to finish. And if you decide to go the annual route, it's gonna be a 33% discount from buying all 5 pieces individually. I'm a numbers person, so I like sharing the numbers with you. Again, you can click on the link and see all of the varying price options, but if you, again, get the whole year, it's gonna be 33% less than if you bought all the pieces individually. So those are the 3 options in terms of purchasing the planner. Once you purchase the planner, you're gonna get a set of downloadables, and there are 4 options within that downloadable. Again, I hope that this is making sense. So one of the things that I learned last year over developing this product is that there were 2 different preferences that all of us were pretty much split 50-50. So while I do want to release the version that is perfect for me and all of the other pages and questions are exactly what I would want, I did want you to have a version that would work best for you. And one of those options is the day of the week or the month that the planner starts. So I'm a Monday start through and through. I like everything from the monthly layout to all of the tracking pages to all be a Monday start. So that is one option. And then there is also a Sunday start option. So if you are a Sunday start person, whether that is just how you view the week or the month, you like things to start on Sundays, there is that option as well. All of the calendar pages, again, you'll see this in the flip through, are the Sunday start version. The other option or choice is on the monthly goal tracking page, which is, you know, my favorite page in the planner. It's the page that I actually get to see the progress that I'm making on my goals. And in the one-time action step section, there were like half of us that really liked the checkbox and half of us that really liked the progress bar. So I created both versions. So you can pick whether you want the checkbox on that tracker page or the progress bar on that tracker page. So there are 4 versions that you will get after you make your purchase. Obviously for the annual goal prep pages, there's not 4 different options, but for the other 2 versions, or the other 2 purchasing options, that you will get 4 versions. That's what I feel like I should call them, options and versions. You will get all 4 versions and you can decide which one works best for you. That, in my experience, was just easier than having you make that decision when you were purchasing the product. Okay, that is it in terms of logistics, specs, etc. Let's get to the flip through. All right, let's get through this flip through. I am so excited to share this product with you. Before we start flipping through all the pages, I have to preface this by saying that my FedEx messed up. So as you can see, they chopped off the edges and the bottom. This is what that page looked like on my printer. I tested it at home and then sent it to FedEx, and this is, and when I looked at the preview online, this is what it looked like. They did offer to redo it. I didn't have time to wait because this was my window to get this video filmed while my mom was watching my little girl, so we're here. Just note that the pages won't be cut off like this if you print it out yourself. And if you are sending it to FedEx, just make sure they don't do this. This is what it will look like. Look at the nice edges. Not like this, okay? Like this, not this. But that's not important. The content is what's important. So, cover page, you can use it or lose it, kind of depends on what format you are creating this planner in. And then we jump into the goal prep pages. So, like I mentioned, we're gonna start with a reflection on last year, which starts with a calendar page. I want you to take some time to really think about what are all of the highlights and achievements from your prior year. Then we talk about the good things. So what were your wins in 2023 and what worked related to your goals in 2023? Then we're going to talk about some of the struggles. So what did you learn in 2023 and what did not work related to your goals? Then I want you to ask yourself, what areas of your life did you show up fully? How did they improve? And then I want you to ask, what areas of your life did you not show up fully and how were they impacted? So those are all of the 2023 reflection questions. Then we start to think about the goals we want to set for the new year. And we're going to do this in a 3-step process. We're going to start with figuring out what goals could matter. This idea stems from a inspiration of the lazy genius when she talks about figuring out what matters in order to lazy genius it. It's a verb. She talks about brainstorming what could matter, what does matter, and what matters most. So I have interpreted this and applied it to goals as what goals could matter to you, what goals do matter to you, and then what goals matter now. What goals do you have the capacity to prioritize right now? So we're gonna start with what goals could matter by answering some general brainstorming questions. So what makes you happy? What is your ideal dream day with no limits or restrictions, like if money and time were no object? What is your ideal day given your current season of life? So what would your ideal day look like right now with everything the way that it is? What little improvements would you like to make in your life? What are some long-term achievements you would like to achieve in your life? And then what are some small short-term steps you could take towards those long-term achievements? Then you're gonna narrow it down a little bit more and figure out what goals do matter to you. So what do you want to do more of? This should say 2024. Wow, I'm really glad I almost uploaded this without filming the video because I was like, oh, I just wanna get it uploaded. And of course, even with somebody else proofing it, we totally missed that. What skills or habits do you want to implement? What do you want to do less of in 2024? And what do you need to let go of in 2024? Then we're going to figure out what matters now. And that starts with a time audit. What does your year look like? What commitments do you have going on in 2024 that might impact your ability to work on goals? So this page is all about time. You're going to map out your year just at a high level. Then you're going to consider all of the other resources that you have going on in 2024. So we have time, energy, money, physical space, and help from others. Then you're going to take all of the answers from those first 10 pages and you're going to brainstorm. What are your goal ideas for 2024? We are not going to finalize them until we have defined and broken them down. So before we get into the pages that you're going to work on, we have this kind of reference page for methods of breaking down your goals. There are 4 ways to break down your goals with some ideas on how to actually do that breakdown. And then for each goal, you're gonna have 2 pages. The first page is where you define your goal. One of the things that I have learned, both working with other people on their goals and working on my own goals, is that if we are not really clear on what we want that goal to look like for us in that moment, it can be really easy to go down the wrong path. Or it can be really easy to not be motivated by that goal. So this page is meant to help you get really clear on what that goal means to you. So for example, a lot of people will put that they have some sort of decluttering goal, right? So the idea is decluttering your house. And then you will answer all of these questions about that goal idea. Then once you have answered these questions, you take the answers and get really specific about what you want that goal to look like in 2024. And it might still be just as simple as declutter my house. It might be that simple. But my guess and my experience is that once you answer these questions, you will find that you will want to get a little bit clearer and more specific about what that goal is going to be called. And I want you to be thoughtful about the words that you choose to define your goals and pick words that I say inspire and remind you why you chose this goal. So you have a page to define your goal, and then you have a page to break it down. So you will check off which breakdown method you're going to use, and then you have a dot grid space to break it down. So you have these 2 pages for 8 goals. Now, if you do not have 8 goals, then you just won't use them. But I said this when I talked about the planner last year, I would rather give you the pages and have you not use them and have the page numbers line up when we're working through them together in various workshops and calls than to not have them. So you have enough of these for 8 goals. And then once you have gone through this for your goals, this is your page to write down your goals. Again, there's space for 8 goals that won't be cut off on the edges. That's so frustrating to me. But this is your page to write down your 2024 annual goals. Then the last section or last piece of the goal prep pages is a page to track your wins. And I want you to focus on tracking all of the progress that you make on your goals throughout the year. It can be so easy to just forget about the progress that we make throughout the year. So I have given you a wins tracker. And this is for you to track your progress throughout the year. You write the name of the goal here, and then each month you fill in the progress that you made. There might be some months that it's empty and you don't make any progress, and that's okay. And you have one of these, again, for each of your 8 goals. So if you are purchasing just the annual goal prep pages, that is what it will come with, is this first chunk of 37 pages. That is the prep section. Then we move into Q1. So Q1 starts with the quarterly page overview that explains how to use the pages throughout the quarterly section of the planner. It starts with a calendar page, just like we did in the annual section where we thought about our year and had a box for each month and thought about what our time looks like. Now we're getting a little bit more specific and thinking about the quarter. What are our commitments throughout the quarter? What does this look like? And how much time do I have to work on my goals? This is obviously the Monday start version. If you picked the Sunday start, this calendar would start on Sunday. Then you have a page to brainstorm your quarterly goals. So you would write each of your annual goals on the lines. Again, there's space for 8. And then you have space to brainstorm what you might work on for each goal for Q1. You do not have to have an idea for every goal. Maybe you have an annual goal that you're not going to start till Q3, or maybe you have multiple ideas for one goal. Just because there are 8 goals and there's space doesn't mean you have to have a quarterly goal for every single one of your annual goals, or that you can't have more than one. So then we have goal breakdown pages for our quarterly goals. So it is somewhat similar to the annual page, but instead of 2 pages, it's condensed into 1 and has a few less questions. So the top section is about defining the goal and the bottom section is about breaking it down. And again, there's more details on what to write here on this page. I just wanted to make sure you had enough space to write, so it's pulled out versus the annual version. So once again, you have 8 of those for 8 quarterly goals. If you don't have 8 quarterly goals, then you won't use all of these pages. Then you have another summary page where you can summarize your quarterly goals for Q1. Then we move in to the monthly sections. So each monthly section starts with an idea page. I created this because I wanted this. I basically start jotting down ideas as soon as the prior month starts. So like as soon as November started, I started jotting down ideas for December. This page is tucked in to the monthly section, but I will pull this out basically as soon as the prior month starts, but this is where you would find that page. So it's meant for you to just jot down ideas throughout the month. That way you don't feel guilty about not adding things to your list once the month before is already set. Then we have a reflection page, so you reflect on the prior month. Starting the new year kind of feels weird, like reflecting on December when we just did all this other reflection, but I didn't want to not include this page. Then we have a monthly calendar page. I personally don't use this page, but a lot of community members requested that I add this in. So we have a monthly calendar page. This again is the Monday start version. Then we have a monthly overview. So what does your month look like at a glance, and how is that going to impact your goals? Then we have a monthly brainstorm page. So you will go through and fill in your goals. I like to write my quarterly goals here, just like a brief little summary to jog my memory. You could write your annual goals. You could do just colors. You do a lot of things with that line. Then I like to go through each one and brainstorm each of the different sections. So I brainstorm for goal 1, I'll brainstorm 1 time weekly and daily, and then I'll check it off, and so on and so forth. That is how I created this page. That was my thought process. Again, I created what works for me. I've also found that it works for a lot of other people as well. So this is your brainstorm page to get all the ideas out of your head and down on the paper. Then you narrow it down, and this is the best. This is my favorite page. And this is the goal tracker page, where you will, over the course of the month, track all of the progress that you're making on your goals. So you finalize which of the steps from the brainstorm page you want to put on this page. There is enough for 10 one-time steps, 7 weekly steps, and 6 daily steps. And like I mentioned in the intro, there are 4 versions of this page. So there is a Monday start version, which is this one. 2024 starts on a Monday. Isn't that the best? So Monday start, there is both the checkbox version, which is the one I prefer, and then there's the progress bar version. And then we have the Sunday start version. So the difference here is that the monthly calendar starts on a Sunday and then the week of starts on a Sunday, both the checkbox version and the bar version. One of the things that I did change slightly from last year is each month is now going to include all 5 weeks. You might decide that the week of January 29th, you're already gonna be in February mode, or you might keep it as part of January. I have it in both places so that you can decide what works best for you. So then you have the monthly goal tracker page, and then we move into February. So same thing, February ideas, which I will pull out like January 1st, reflection, monthly layout, overview, brainstorm, and then the goal tracker page. And I just wanted to show you again that week is in both months and you get to decide. And then at the end of the quarter, there is a brainstorming page for the next quarter. So you have a place to capture all of your ideas throughout the quarter. And then once Q1 ends and we officially move into Q2, there are a couple of new pages that are at the beginning of this quarter. So once again, we have our page overview description pages with a couple more. And we start by checking in on our Q1 goals. There is a half a page for each of your Q1 goals, and you will answer how much progress you made, how you're gonna celebrate that progress. That is also a change from last year's version. I added in celebrating on these check-in pages. How would you rate your progress? What worked? What didn't work? And how does this impact your annual goal? And again, there's a half a page for each of your 8 goals. So if you don't have 8 goals, you won't use all of these. So there's 4 of those pages for you to check in with your quarterly goals. And then after you've checked in with your quarterly goals, you're going to check in with your annual goals. I think it is so important that we spend time throughout the year checking in with our annual goals and not just waiting until the new year to see how they went. So just like the quarterly ones, there's a half a page for each of the annual goals. What is the goal? What's the progress you made? How will you celebrate? What worked? What didn't work? And then what is next? Are you gonna keep that annual goal? Are you gonna change the annual goal? Or are you gonna let it go altogether? And then once you do that for all 8 of your annual goals, there is a page for you to summarize your annual goals again. That way, if you've decided you want to change them or rewrite them, you have a place to do that. Because guess what? You're allowed to change your mind a quarter of the way through the year. So if your annual goals look the exact same as they did at the beginning, awesome. If they look different, also awesome. And then it will go straight into this quarterly overview page. I didn't print out all of Q2, and I'm glad I didn't since they messed up half of these pages. But it will go into Q2. So if you are purchasing just Q1, it will come with, I should have stopped that at the beginning. It will come all the way through the Q2 brainstorm page, which is right here. So these are the pages that the Q1 version will come with. And then if you are purchasing the entire year, it's going to come with all of the prep, all of Q1, and then Q2, Q3, and Q4, which will all look the exact same. The quarterly check-in into the annual goals check-in, into the quarterly overview, and then brainstorm into the monthly pages, and so on and so forth. So you will have all of those pages for the entire year. It's a lot of pages, but I hope that it is as helpful for you as it is for me. Again, I created exactly what I want in a goal planner, all the pages that I need to define my goals and break my goals down and make sure that I am thinking about what's working and what my life looks like, etc. All right. I'm just so excited. I love this product so much. I hope that you, for those of you who choose to use it in the new year, also find that it really helps you. If you feel like you need extra support in actually using the planner, you're like, okay, I'm in, I wanna use your product, but I need help actually filling out all of those pages that you showed me, there's 2 options for you. The first option is if you need help at the beginning. So if you need help doing the annual prep pages and you want support working through those, I have a workshop for you. Depending on when you're watching this video, it could be either a live workshop that you can attend live, or it could be replays that you are watching from a live workshop that I am teaching in December. So it is 3 sessions because we just can't get all this done in one day. And I have found that it is easier for us to split it up into 3 different chunks. I've been teaching these sessions for the last couple of years. And so it's broken up into 3 different workshops. The first one is all about reflecting on last year and answering some of those reflection questions, figuring out what goals could matter to us. The next week is going to be us really picking and prioritizing what goals we want to work on in the new year, and then defining those goals. And then the last week is breaking all of those goals down. So if you need help with the annual prep pages, come join our workshop or purchase the replay. I will leave all of that information linked in the description box below. If what you need is ongoing support, you're like, no, I can sit down in December. I can set aside the time to go through all those pages, and I have that motivation in December to get it all set up. What I need is support throughout the year, doing all of the check-ins throughout the year and making sure that I am checking in with my goals on a regular basis. That is what our community is for. The Goals with Laken community is all about that ongoing accountability. Every month we have a session where we set up our planner for the next month. I will walk you through all of the pages. Now, I meant to say, as part of the workshop, annual workshop, and the community, you can join those and have that support with any goal planner that you use. Those workshops are meant to support you regardless of the planner, but obviously they will very much support you with the Goals with Laken planner. So the community has a monthly goal setting session where we set up our goals for every month. And then we also have a weekly coaching call where at the end of every coaching call, I have you check in with your goals for the month. I give you some things to think about depending on where we're at in the month. And then I give you time to check in with your goals on a weekly basis. So the community is there for you as well if you want that more ongoing support throughout the year. All right, that's it. I am done talking in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Thank you so much for checking out this planner, and for those of you who have decided to use it, thank you so much. I also want to say thank you to everyone who used it last year in Q3 and Q4 and really helped provide me with feedback and share their thoughts on the product. You really did help me so much create this product into what it is, and I'm very thankful and very excited for all of us in the new year.